You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks, we've been talking about the PPP program as it relates to how Congress passes money to help businesses as a result of COVID-19. Folks, this is important because many of our businesses are not applying for the money. We've had numerous guests on the show talking about this. And right now, I want to bring up my next guest. He is the president of the National Bankers Association, that is the consortium of black banks. His name is Kenneth Kelly. He's the chairman and CEO of First Independence Bank. First of all, glad to have you here on the show, Kenneth. So you were on a call today with the Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin. So
that's correct.
And he said, $130 billion is still out there for businesses?
Yes, Roland. It's approximately $130 billion that is still available, and those funds will move pretty quickly. So we need people who are in business in 2019 into 2020 looking at ways that they can participate in this program.
And so my understanding is that when you look at the community, when you look at the various community development institutions, you look at the community banks, more than half of our businesses haven't even applied?
That's based on some sampling polling, Roland, that's been taking place across many different communities, the Harlem community, the Mississippi Delta, in Detroit, where we're based, et cetera. We believe that there is a underrepresentation in the minority community. And one of the things we really want to do is be sure to heighten the awareness that this program is out there and that individuals and their businesses can participate in this program.
So, and again, so obviously for a lot of people out there, they talk about the issues with the various banks. So explain how this also works, because you guys have a direct pipeline there. And so let's say they have a banking relationship, meaning an account with Bank of America, Chase. We're hearing all kind of stuff, how it's difficult to even get through. They're helping out the much larger companies. And so even if these black businesses don't have a banking relationship with a black bank, can they still go through you to apply for PPP?
Yes, the answer to that is yes, Roland. So if you don't mind, give me just a moment and really
go ahead.
Capture what's really going on. So we heard back in the late part of March, early April, that there was going to be X billions of dollars available. Many people took that to mean that the government was going to give all of that money to the banks. Well, that's not what actually happened. I want to describe what actually happens. So the way it actually works is all of the banks have their balance sheets, which is based upon the customers who deposit money into those banks. So the capacity for each bank is directly related to the actual capacity associated with those depositors. And so what we're doing at the bank level is basically lending against our balance sheet to those respective businesses. The intent is once we collect the paper, meaning the loan from those individuals who are borrowing money, we will take that to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve will take that paper and give us cash back for the actual money that we have given out that was already on our balance sheet. So that's how it actually and more technically worked. Now, the challenge has been when you look at these large institutions and even some small ones, they've been challenged with trying to deal with the sheer number of individuals who are trying to apply for these loans. So you take, for instance, I think it's been over 2 million individuals who have applied for loans inside of a 4-week period. I think SBA has come out and basically said they have done more lending over the last month plus and relative to 14 years of lending. So there's a capacity problem, which has left many individuals kind of in the dark and not knowing where they stand with, in particular, their large institutions. What we have seen is individuals now starting to come back to smaller institutions, to include our African-American banks that are small community banks, and making application in the process simultaneously with some of their large institutions. It has created a little bit of a confusion, but the reality is we need to take care of our community. And so we're standing here as the National Bankers Association. We've been around since 1927 and want to serve our community.
And so again, so explain this as well. So let's say I have a business. So for instance, my business is headquartered in terms of it was incorporated in Illinois, but we actually do the show here in D.C. Let's say your bank is located where?
Our bank is actually physically in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, so is it possible that since that I could apply for a PPP loan through your bank in Detroit, or do I have to be in that state, in that city?
You actually can apply, Roland. When the program initially rolled out, the intent was to go to your existing bank, and we know how complicated that has become. But the reality is, if you apply to another bank, you can do that. There are some catches to that. Because of banks being regulated, we have to do a know your customer first. We also have to deal with the Bank Secrecy Act to be sure there's no anti-money laundering. And so those processes may take a little bit longer when you go to a new bank, but you can go to a bank that is willing to take you on.
And the reason I'm putting that out there, because, again, we are hearing so many black business owners, and people have tweeted me, sent me messages how the difficult they've had with their banks. There was one woman who she tried to get a credit card a while ago from, I think it was Bank America or Chase. And she didn't get it, so then she went and got a Capital One card. Yet when she then applied for the PPP loan, they said, "Oh, well, you don't have a credit card with us." She's like, "What the hell? You wouldn't give me a credit card." And so
right.
I'm also hearing from business owners who say, "Look, banks are helping out these other businesses that have loans with them." A lot of black businesses, like myself, we don't have loans with any institution, but we have a banking relationship in terms of checking account, savings account, or whatever. And so that's one of the things that we're hearing. And so I just want to be clear for all the people out there, again, who have businesses. They can go to the National Bankers Association website. Is all the information on there? How do they get matched up with the bank? Must they choose one? Or how does that work? Walk through that process.
So the easiest way to do that is to try to do what you just talked about. Go to the banker that you know. But what we're willing to do is to try to do the best we can in helping all that we can. And so I'm willing to give out from our bank the PPPL at firstindependence.com. Again, if we can't serve you, we will make our best effort to get you served as soon as possible.
So, but do you have all the information that's there on your website?
We have the information on our website that you will need, but the irony is, in the way we've done this, Roland, has been more high touch. So we will send you a packet of what we would need for you to fill out in a way that we can keep high touch with our customers. So that is the process that we put in place.
So when you say send a packet, I just want to be clear. Are you emailing that packet or mailing that packet?
We will be emailing that by secure email to that individual. So you will be able to send us an email to the PPPL at firstindependence.com. You will receive a reply email back to you identifying a packet of information that you would need to fill out. At that point in time, we'll begin the processing of that, and then we'll respond back to you to let you know how that process is moving forward.
So I'm on the website right now, okay? And so let's say let's say I'm in Houston and I see down here, I'm on your site right now, and I'm going to pull it up right here. And so you got Union National Bank. But let's say I'm in Baton Rouge, and then I see Liberty Bank and Trust in New Orleans. And so are you saying that, are you suggesting that if you have a business, should you contact the one that's closest to you, even if they're in another state?
You should make that effort. Again, they may not be able to serve you. Many of our banks, because of that capacity issue I brought up, Roland, are reaching their capacity. But I would still say what you'll find is the national bankers will try our best to help you as soon as we can. So you can feel free to call on us directly at First Independence Bank or Liberty Bank or Citizens Bank in Atlanta, Industrial Bank in D.C., and see if we can give you the help that you need. And again, it may be challenging for us to respond right away because we have a very small infrastructure. But the intent is we need to be sure to heighten the awareness in our community so everyone is aware that these dollars are out there for them to participate in this program, Roland.
And again, so I'm here on the website and I'm showing the member banks. Guys, you should be able to pull that up right now. and you will see it. The website is nationalbankers.org, nationalbankers.org, and banks in Mobile, Alabama, Los Angeles, Pasadena, California, D.C., Atlanta, Savannah, Georgia, Chicago, Weir, Kansas, New Orleans, Baltimore, Boston, Detroit, Durham, Tahlequah, Oklahoma, Philadelphia, Columbia, South Carolina, Nashville, Memphis, Laredo, Texas, 2 in Laredo, Texas, Brownsville, Texas, and Unity National Bank in Houston as well. And so, look, bottom line, $130 billion that's out there, still available. And folks have to fill it out. I do have to ask you this here because I was talking to someone through the first round. They stated that if you had 1099 employees, that you could not include them in the PPP program. They would have to file individually. I was talking to somebody else who said in the second round, you could include 1099s.
Well, let me try to clear that up. The reality is the rules were written that 1099 and sole proprietors could not apply until April 10th. That was during the first round, but it was late, a week later than the opening, which was on April 3rd. So 1099 and sole proprietors actually got a late start into the process, but that is open now for them.
Okay. All right. Kenneth Kelly, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a bunch for joining us.
My pleasure, Roland. Take care.
Every single night, we've got some of the top black experts. You're not going to see them on cable news or broadcast news because you swear black people aren't experts when it comes to this health crisis. That's why we have this show and why we do what we do every day on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Joining us right now is retired General Russell Honore, the nation's first black Surgeon General, Dr. Joycelyn Elders. John Hope Bryant, he is the founder of Operation Hope. Senator Kamala Harris of California, Dr. Sadrina Calder, retired General Lloyd Austin, Congresswoman Karen Bass, Commissioner Omari Hardick, Bureau President in Brooklyn, Eric Adams, Dr. Joseph Graves, America's Wealth Coach, Deborah Owens, Dr. Corey Abear, Patal Saul, Howard University student, Pastor Jamal Bryant, Dr. Christy McDowell, Benja Ajilore, Senior Economist at the Center for American Progress, Gilda Daniels, again, author of the book, The Crisis of Voter Suppression in America. 4 stars, General Kip Ward. Dr. Oliver Brooks is President of the National Medical Association, President of the American Medical Association, Dr. Patrice Harris. Joby Benjamin, Dr. Alexia Gaffney, Infectious Disease Specialist, Dr. Georges Benjamin, Executive Director of the American Public Health Association, Malcolm Nance, Family Medicine Physician, Dr. Jen Caudle, Dr. Tashaka Cunningham, a molecular biologist, Kat Stafford. She's a national race and ethnicity reporter for the Associated Press. Dr. Wayne A.I. Frederick, who is the president of Howard University, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke from the state of New York, William Spriggs, AFL-CIO economist, Andrea James, Executive Director of the National Council for Incarcerated and Formerly Incarcerated Women and Girls. All right, let's go to Capitol Hill. Congressman Gregory Meeks, Congresswoman Eddie British Johnson of Texas, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, mental health clinician Jamie Singletary, Prince George's County State's Attorney Aisha Brayboy, as well as Dylan Hayrie, ACLU Justice Division Strategist. Dr. Cindy Duke, she is a virologist. Principal Steve Perry of Capitol Prep. Health and Wellness Specialist Dr. Yolandra Hancock. Desmond Meade, President of the Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. Cliff Albright, who is the co-founder of Black Voters Matter. Michael Harriet with The Root. Mina McWhorter, founder of Love by the Hand. Dr. Julianne Malveaux, economist, president, Emerita Bennett College. Coroner Michael Fowler is a mayor of Atlanta. Keisha Lance Bottoms, mental health therapist Suzette Clark. Justin Gibney, attorney and political strategist, and Bishop Vincent Matthews Jr. Dr. Suzette McKinney, CEO and executive director of the Illinois Medical District. Dr. Leon Madugal, president-elect of the National Medical Association. Jana Bailey, mayor of Moss Point, Mississippi. Mario King. We're going to keep driving this thing to make sure our people are fully aware, safe, protected from coronavirus. You're getting the top medical experts, the top business experts, top political experts, top religious experts, because that's why we do what we do. Unapologetically and unfiltered. Ain't nobody else in the black media space doing what we do. Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.